Imagine a roaring gang of bikers tearing through the streets, thinking they own the road. They're loud, aggressive, and used to people stepping aside in fear. But today, they've picked the wrong target. Unaware of who they're dealing with, they block the path of a woman driving a military green SUV. She's calm, composed, but behind those sharp eyes lies years of intense combat training. She's a high-ranking Army general, and she's about to teach them a lesson they'll never forget. As tensions rise and egos clash, the bikers soon realize this isn't an ordinary confrontation. What starts as a simple road encounter spirals into a gripping tale of strategy, bravery, and unexpected twists. How will the fearless general handle this explosive situation? Stay tuned to find out how this showdown unfolds in ways no one could have predicted. The leader of the biker gang, a towering figure with a leather jacket covered in patches, revs his engine and smirks. He's used to intimidation working instantly. His crew forms a semicircle around the SUV, cutting off any chance of escape. Inside the vehicle, General Carter grips the steering wheel, her expression unreadable. She's been in far more dangerous situations than this. With a calm breath, she assesses her surroundings, noticing every detail: the positions of the bikers, the space between each bike, and even the heavy chains some of them carry. As the leader steps closer, she slowly rolls down her window, her eyes steady and fearless. "You might want to rethink this," she says, her voice low but commanding. The bikers laugh, mistaking her composure for weakness. But in the military, hesitation can be deadly, and General Carter never hesitates. Tension thickens as the moment hangs in the balance, the next move a mystery. The leader, with a grin full of arrogance, leans closer. "Lady, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time," he sneers, his voice dripping with false confidence. Behind him, the other bikers rev their engines louder, the thunderous noise shaking the air, as if trying to drown out her calm presence. General Carter doesn't flinch. Her eyes remain locked on the man in front of her, reading him like an open book, bravado masking insecurity, strength built more on numbers than skill. Her military instincts kick in, calculating every angle. She knows exactly how long it would take to disarm him if necessary. But she also knows there's a better way. "Think carefully," she says, her words deliberate. "One bad decision can cost you more than you realize." The leader laughs, but the smirk falters slightly. He doesn't like her confidence. In the shadows, some of his men exchange uneasy glances. A storm is brewing, and they can feel it too. The tension grows thick as the seconds stretch painfully long. The leader clenches his jaw, annoyed by the quiet power radiating from General Carter. He's used to fear, not control. He steps closer, his hand twitching near the chain at his side. "You're outnumbered," he growls, his bravado returning. "I don't think you get how this works." General Carter tilts her head ever so slightly, her calm gaze never wavering. "I know exactly how it works," she replies, her tone razor sharp. "You've already lost control. The question is, how far are you willing to push this before it all falls apart?" Her words hang heavy in the air. The bikers shift uncomfortably, their bravado cracking as doubt creeps in. The roar of engines begins to quiet, the silence more deafening than the noise. Suddenly, a sharp noise cuts through the tension. A siren blares in the distance, growing louder by the second. Every eye turns toward the sound. Time feels frozen as the moment of reckoning inches closer. The blaring siren grows louder, flashing red and blue lights, reflecting off the chrome of the motorcycles. The leader turns his head sharply, a flicker of panic crossing his face, before he forces a sneer back into place. "Looks like your lucky day," he mutters, signaling to his crew to disperse. But General Carter doesn't move. Her eyes stay fixed on the man in front of her. Luck has nothing to do with it, she says coldly. You should know who you're dealing with before making threats. The siren suddenly cuts off. A police car screeches to a stop, and two officers step out. But their eyes are locked on the general, not the bikers. One of them, a young officer with sharp eyes, salutes. "Ma'am," he calls out, his voice clear and respectful, "are you all right?" Confusion ripples through the gang. The leader's smirk fades as he watches the interaction, the truth dawning far too late. His cocky expression crumbles as the real danger unfolds before him. The leader's face pales as the officer approaches General Carter with a sharp, respectful nod. "We received a report about a dangerous situation on this road," the officer says. "But it looks like you've got it under control." General Carter steps out of her SUV, her movements deliberate and composed. She's not imposing by size, but her authority radiates power. She turns to the leader, who now fidgets uncomfortably, his confidence shattered. "Control is a matter of perspective," she says calmly, her eyes like steel. "You assume strength was about intimidation. Real strength comes from knowing when to act and when to walk away." The officer glances at the gang, his hand hovering near his holster. "We could take it from here, ma'am," he offers. But General Carter raises a hand. "No need. They've learned their lesson." She steps closer to the leader, her voice low. "Next time, choose your battles wisely. You won't always get a warning." The gang, humbled and silent, backs away, their engines growling as they retreat. The leader, swallowing his pride, meets her gaze one last time before revving his bike and vanishing down the road. As the dust settles, the officer shakes his head in awe. "You handled that like a true warrior," he says. General Carter smiles faintly. Experience is a powerful teacher. She steps into her SUV, the engine humming to life. As she drives away, a new story unfolds in the minds of those who witnessed it, one they'll never forget. As General Carter drove into the distance, the road stretched ahead, calm and open once more. The thrill of the confrontation was behind her, but her mind remained sharp, ever prepared for what lay ahead. Moments like these were a reminder that strength doesn't always come from force. It comes from clarity, composure, and understanding the power of choice. Back at the scene, the officers exchanged glances, still marveling at how effortlessly she had diffused a dangerous situation. "Not everyone would have handled it that way," one muttered. "No," the other agreed, watching the trail of dust settle. "But then again, she's not just anyone." Meanwhile, the gang rode in silence, each member lost in thought. The lesson they had learned that day would linger far longer than any bruised ego or empty threat. Sometimes the strongest opponent isn't the loudest one. It's the one who commands respect with quiet, unshakable resolve.